Hello everyone, it's Angel from the Abernathy's Go Green, and today I have a Tinted Moisturizer BB cream comparison video. Maverick is eating breakfast right here. I'm using his table as a rest for my camera. Little Maverick, my little 3-year-old. So let's go ahead and get started. I have 5 products in front of me, and I'm gonna go from the least amount of coverage to most amount of coverage. Keep in mind though that these are tinted moisturizers, so coverage-wise they're not going to offer very much, and I'll talk about the amount of coverage as we go along. And as a reference, I do tend to have oilier skin and I get hormonal breakout and some dry patches from time to time, especially in the winter season. So let's go ahead and get started. The first product that I have is the Suntegrity 5-in-1 Natural Moisturizing Face Sunscreen. It's called 5-in-1 because it's supposed to treat, hydrate, protect, prime, and cover. That's what the little sample tube looks like. I got this in a Petitbor box many months ago. The full size of this is a silver tube with a pump. This does have SPF 30. It's formulated for all skin types. It's vegan, non-greasy, and non-toxic. I have it in the shade light. It does come in 4 shades: fair, light, golden light, and medium. The active ingredient in here is 20% zinc oxide, and zinc oxide is a physical sunblock, which I prefer over the chemical sunscreens. It also says that it has aloe vera, astaxanthin, cucumber extract, green tea extract, hyaluronic acid, pomegranate seed oil, and red algae extract. So I have a clip of me applying this. So as you hopefully saw in the clip, this doesn't really offer a great amount of coverage. This has the least amount of coverage of all of the products that I'm going to talk about today. It does even out your skin tone ever so slightly. I think it just blurs your imperfections. I can do a second coat and get a little bit more coverage, but you can still see a lot of the redness that I have, like a post-acne marks and hyperpigmentation. I can still see, which is okay on an everyday basis. I do follow it with an under eye concealer, and I will spot conceal sometimes if I feel like I need it. It does say that it will be good as a primer also, so if you want a little bit more coverage, I think it would be really good if you put a powder foundation on top. It does have a really dewy finish, and it is very hydrating to the skin. So the next product I have is by Andalou Naturals. It is their 1000 Roses Color and Correct. This is their CC cream in the 1000 Roses line. It does provide SPF 30 and has 20% zinc oxide like the Suntegrity. It comes in 2 shades, Sheer Nude and Sheer Tan, and I have the Sheer Nude right here. It says it's the first CC cream with alpine rose stem cells, provide a soft sheer mineral coverage with essential hydration and proven broad spectrum and sun protection for a flawless looking complexion in one easy step. It has sheer lightweight coverage, comfortable for everyday, complements cool skin tones. Let me show you a quick clip of me applying it. So as you saw on the clip, whenever I first applied it, it looked really white, but once I blended it in, it kind of just became one with my skin. I was scared of it at first because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna look really chalky, but it blended in really nicely. So as far as performance and coverage, I would say it's everything like the Suntegrity. The only difference though is that this has that rose scent that the 1000 Roses line have, and it does linger on the skin for a couple of hours after application. So if you're sensitive to scents, or if you don't care for that rose scent that they have, then this probably wouldn't be for you, and I would stick to the Suntegrity because the Suntegrity has no discernible scent at all. It does have a really dewy finish and very hydrating like the Suntegrity. The next product I have is by 100% Pure. This is their Fruit Pigmented Tinted Moisturizer. This is one that I've been using the longest out of all of these products. I love that it comes in this airless pump. Like every time you pump the product, this thing goes up, and so that the product doesn't ever come in contact with the air until you apply it. I have it in the shade Sand, and I've tried it in the shade Peach Bisque. That was actually the first tinted moisturizer that I used whenever I transitioned to green beauty, and I just find that that Peach Bisque oxidized on me and it made me look really orange. I tried it in the shade Sand, and it's a better color match for me, and it doesn't oxidize. They do come in 9 shades from light to pretty dark. So here's a clip of me applying it. This does have 15% titanium dioxide and 10% zinc oxide, both physical sunblock. It has organic white tea, acai, pomegranate oil, so it's rich in antioxidants, which I love about this. It is very hydrating and provides a very dewy finish. As far as the coverage, I would say light to medium. I do put 2 pumps of this, 1 pump and then blend it in, and then another pump if I want more coverage. And it never looks cakey on me. It's just very natural looking, because what I want from my tinted moisturizer is for it to still look like my skin, not like I have cakey makeup on. And I didn't know this until I was reading up on this to make this video for you guys, but if you're a student, you get a 10% discount. So how cool is that? Next product I have is the Well People Bio-Tint Multi-Action Moisturizer. It has SPF 30 with 20% pure zinc. I have this in the shade Light, which I think might be a tiny bit too light for my skin tone, and it only comes in 3 shades: fair, light, and medium. So I'm like afraid to go to the medium because it might be a little bit too dark, and I would rather have like a lighter shade because then I can warm it up with some bronzer and make it work. I wish that they would expand their shade range so it can benefit more people. So they call this a multi-action moisturizer because it promises to achieve one-step perfection with this power pack plant-based wonder. It's supposed to hydrate, brighten, firm, cover, and protect. It has coconut, green tea, pomegranate, aloe, ginseng root, peptide complex, and algae extract. Here is the clip of me applying it. So this definitely has more coverage than all the ones that I've mentioned. I find it best applied with my fingertip and just massage it in really fast because it dries super quickly. So as soon as you put it on your skin, blend away because it dries and then it's hard to move the product around. And then I do like to take the Real Techniques buffing brush and just buff it into my skin, especially my T-zone, to make sure that it's really blended into my skin. So that way, because it does tend to look a little bit more heavy, which I don't like. If I want a little bit more coverage, I reach for this, but not on an everyday basis. I do have to make sure that I'm applying it to freshly exfoliated skin because it does cling to dry patches. It's not as hydrating as the other ones I've mentioned. So if you have drier skin, I think that you would need to make sure that you have a proper moisturizer on underneath this. And another thing, I do have to set it with a powder. The other ones I don't have to, this one I do. Like especially on my T-zone, I feel like it starts to separate on the oily parts of my face, so I really have to make sure that I set this really well with a powder. And my favorite powder to set this with is the Well People Bio Brightener Powder. And the last tinted moisturizer that I have is the Physicians Formula Organic Wear Work It's Marathonista Tinted Moisturizer. This has SPF 40 with 3.92% titanium dioxide and 1% zinc oxide. I have it in the shade Light Medium, and it's actually the tinted moisturizer that I'm wearing right now. It only comes in 2 shades, which is Light and the Light Medium. I like this because it's available at the drugstores. I actually picked this up from Walmart. So if you're not into ordering online, this would be a good option. So they call it the Marathonista because it promises to withstand athletic activity, sweat, and water resistant for 80 minutes. That's Maverick playing, sorry guys. And it says that it will provide moisture, protection, and antioxidants. So here's a clip of me applying this. The coverage of this is very similar to the W3ll People. It does have a dewier finish than the W3ll People, which I like. And you don't have to blend it in as quickly as you have to with the W3ll People because it stays pretty dewy for a while. And lets you like blend it into your face before it dries up. I find that it does cover a lot of my redness, or if I'm breaking out like right now. My hormones are out of whack. I am broken out like big time right now, which happens around this time of the month. And it does cover a lot of the redness. So all I need is a little bit of concealer for under my eye to brighten, and I'm good to go. And I also find that this looks better as the day goes on and the product melds in with my skin's natural oils. But the coverage doesn't go away. The coverage is still there. It just looks better. So I would say that this is a very close dupe for the W3ll People. This is like the drugstore version. And I will even say that I like this so much better. So that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope that you found that helpful. If you have any questions, ask it down below if there's anything that I didn't cover. So yeah, that is it for this video. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. And with that, goodbye. Say bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Go on for my bike. I want.
Go get your Spider-Man bike.
No, this
Batman bike. Okay. I do want some of that. This is really good, Maverick. Thank you. Ah!
Sorry, Mom.
It's okay, love.
Mom, this is my hand.
That is your hand.
Yeah.